sounds almost like Ladies with Black Mama also. This part here.
Monty, how are you? Good to see you. I just love to come watch people work.
We're to the part now where we just kind of sit and wait. Sound guy's favorite part, just sitting and waiting, everything's ready to go.
Yeah, now you can sit back and relax and just watch the show.
Right.
Move right along.
Cruise along.
Well, enjoy.
We're enjoying it so far, yeah.
How are your loquats doing?
They're just now starting to ripe, and they're not just bam all at once this year. There's a few here, a few there, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they're working. People are coming by, can I have some loquats? I said, yeah, come get some loquats. I haven't put
One
the
of
sign
my
out yet.
favorite fruits.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Come to my house.
You got loquats?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think you got the kumquats. You got the
Or are they
little-
kumquats?
You got kumquats, the little miniature
Okay,
oranges.
I got kumquats. They're about yay big.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Are those ones you don't have to peel? You just
you just eat them.
You just eat them.
It's like eating an orange. It's like eating a whole orange all at once. The shock of that peel part. That used to wake me. When I was on the graveyard shift, I loved when kumquats were in season because you know you get a little dog. Wow, you know.
Just bring
That
yourself.
shock you up. Yeah, shock you away.
Never sure when they're really at their best.
As soon as they turn orange all over.
They're orange all over. They
You're
are.
ready. You're
The
ready.
bears love them.
Yeah. Oh, the bears love them. You're good to go.
When we're all done today, one of you stand on a chair and get that clock and switch it.
Oh, I'll do it right now.
I just came over to say thank you guys for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
You
having
make the
me.
day.
Oops, sorry.
I'm always very grateful to be here, Redder Man.
is friends with everybody. She worked for years and years in New Jersey. She's doing this most of it. And she just can't get it out of her blood. You'll see she's always taking care of her. She's doing the coffee, just making sure you have something. This is what she does. This is what she is. You made it, you made it, you made it.
Hi, Miss. Yes, I did. Puppy was very cooperative. I gave her a clock and I said, look, I know you, but I can't do this right now. Have some oranges. Wish you forget later. This easy. Puppy's better. Feeling better? A little more perky?
I've got allergy medicine, so everything's coming out.
Okay, gonna get started. Go online. You gonna be online? Okay, start this thing. Ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a reminder that we're doing call to prayer at the end of services.
We have it.
Second Sunday. Thank you. So music underneath and all that good stuff.
We're just passing through. This door is open to you. Let's play together. Your love and me love. From this time to the turn down. From the pampered to the abused. This door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. God recognizes the pride in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you today? You get a round of applause for remembering to change your clocks. We will greet anyone who comes in at the end of service warmly and without judgment. Yeah. Well, we might smile a little bit, yes. Let's say hello to our friends online. Everybody wave. We're happy that you're joining us. Happy that you too remember to change your clock. Just remember, we'll make up that hour in about 6 months. It'll be fine. You'll see. We'll be fine. I'm Reverend Tracy. I'm delighted to have all of you here this morning. I just want to remind you, that what we teach is how to love one another. All the different ways that we can be love, that we can recognize love, that we can share love in the world. And what I find is that Sunday morning always gives me a reason to sort of realign my vision with what's happening in the world, what's happening in me that's based in love. Because that is what heals. And I'm all about supporting the solutions and not the divisions. Yes? So I'm glad that you are all here. I know that most of you, I think everybody this morning, you've been coming for a while. You know us, you love us, we're happy to be here. So this morning our musical team is the Jacksons. And this is a Sunday that they volunteer for us, so if you enjoy their music, and I know you do, please contribute financially. There's a beautiful little jar up here that's just waiting for your $20 bills to show up. We want you to know that we do appreciate you. We appreciate your volunteer service as well as playing for us on other weekends, but we wouldn't be the same without your music. So thank you for being part of us. And our practitioner this morning is Reverend Diane. She's the Reverend. She just got promoted. Practitioner Emeritus Diane. She'll be doing our opening reading and an opening evocation. And your practitioners are always available to pray with you. And this Sunday is Second Sunday. So at the end of service, we will have a call to prayer, which is an opportunity for you to come forward, meet with our practitioners and ministers, and have a 1-minute miracle prayer on whatever your heart desires. Wherever you are in your life, whatever it is that you want to bring more of into your life, bring it up front to the practitioner, receive that spiritual support, and you will be amazed at how many things change. Look at this. We're just so abundant. All right, we're going to start with some music. I'm going to invite you all to stand up and sing. Spirit is in this place. The words are in your bulletin. Energy of love and joy and spiritual awareness, and bring it within. Bring it into that heart space. Take a breath and listen to the bowl. And let that tone bring you to a place of peace within yourself. A place where that divine spark is ever flickering. A place where you and I and spirit are all one, always.
As we settle into our beautiful, peaceful presence, we give grateful thanks for our spiritual center, for the freedom to worship and learn and fellowship with our friends. We are grateful for our ministers, for the Jacksons, all the practitioners, and our sound crew, and for all the volunteers that play a part of putting together this service. Today we open our hearts and our minds for the message that will be given, knowing that what is said will resonate with us and inspire us. So today let's turn our intentions over to Spirit. Let us trust that we are always divinely loved, always divinely guided, always divinely supplied. And remember that what we think about, we will bring about. May we think peace, may we think love, and allow it to manifest in ourselves and in others and in the world. And so it is. Today, a reading is from Ernest Holmes about our right to self-expression. It is right to enjoy life. It is normal and natural to desire a more abundant life. As Jesus said, I am come that they might have life and they might have it more abundantly. In the unity of humankind with Spirit, there can be no lack or limitation. Each of us is entitled to all the Father has. The realization that God is an infinite source is drawing upon our awakened thought, expanding our acceptance of greater abundance and dispelling lack. The impartation of livingness to everything is the very nature God who gives. Selfishness enters only when our good would exclude or hurt others. Nothing is selfish if it is done from the viewpoint of expressing the hidden splendor in all things, revealing it through all things and in all occasions. It is this more abundant life that we all seek, and we have a right to experience it. We have a right to be filled with joy, to desire good things of life. We have a right to expect manna from heaven and good from every source. But at the same time, we must know that good is not for us alone. Today I express myself with joy and enthusiasm. I want to live more abundantly, and I accept such possibility. I want to look more deeply into the heart of all people, finding there the pulsation of the heart of the universe. I want to penetrate all externals and reveal the divine presence hidden there. I know in my self-expression of the abundant, of the whole, there is nothing mean or little, nothing that separates from the all good. And as I lift high the chalice of my hope and faith, I know that it will overflow, that everything I do will be blessed, and every good I see will be expressed through me. Everyone I meet will proclaim that God is expressing through all humanity and rejoicing in that which he does. As it says in Leviticus, you shall eat your bread to the full and dwell in your land safely. And that is our earnest hopes. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. We love when we get to come play music for you guys. And today, since today is the first day of daylight savings time, we're moving into longer days and more light. So we used that as inspiration for this first song. So this first song is called I See the Light. I see the light in the sky and the light in your eyes. Hear the beat of my heart, feel the warmth that's inside. As I emerge from my sleep with reflections and rest, I know I am living my best. I am surrounded by love, I'm supported because I can see all the power and the good that it does. As I wake every day, I give thanks and I pray, and I know that our love is within. I see the flowers as I walk out the door, sunshine smiling, and I just want to collecting the colors through the trees at sea, bright green jewelry of newborn seed. I see the light in the sky and the light in your eyes. Hear the beat of my heart and the warmth that's inside. As I emerge from my sleep with reflections and rest, I know I am living my best. Yes, I know that I'm living my best. Thank you.
Perfect, just perfect. What happened to my candle? I found it.
Blew away with the wind.
That must be it, yes. All right, we are lighting the candle today for the International Day of Women. This is a UN holiday, not really a holiday, but a marking of the necessity, really, of focusing on the rights and justice for women and girls all around the world. And as we know, it's a little bit unevenly applied. Some places have expanded women's access to education, to equal pay. Other places seem to be restricting. And so this is just a way of focusing the world's attention on ensuring that we honor and respect all human beings, because we are all one in this same family, and we all deserve to have equal opportunity. So that is what we are lighting our candle for today. All right, this is a month with 5 weeks, and on a 5-week month, we always do a pick-a-page. Well, I didn't want to bring books today, so what I brought instead were quotes. So what I would like you to do is pick 2 little pieces of paper out of the bowl and pass them back. There you go. Take 2. Take 2. And then pass it back. Take 2. And 2. There's 1. You do 1 more. There you go. You're welcome. And pass it back to your friends. No, keep your 2, just pass the bowls back. Betty, keep your 2 papers. We're gonna get this in a minute. This is a participatory service, apparently I didn't warn you of that early enough. If you run out, there's more in the other bowl. Pretty sure there's enough for everybody to have 2. Here we go. But take 2. It's all right. I'm going to take 1 for each. It's complicated, right? You need another one?
Oh, I want the big one.
You take whatever you like. All right. Yes. Good, you keep it. There's a reason for that.
Oh, all right.
Okay. So what you have here are various quotes from various sources. Come back. Everybody has a couple. And what I would like you to do is I'd like you to pick one of them that speaks to you or confuses you or you'd like to know more about. And we're going to talk about that the same way we do pick a page, which is a random paragraph in a book. So does anybody have one that particularly interests them or gets them excited? Okay, yes. Which one do you have?
It's from James Taylor. It is a process of discovery. It's being quiet enough and undisturbed enough for a period of time so that the songs can begin to sort of peek out and you begin to have an emotional experience in a musical way.
All right, so it's talking about the process of discovery, about being quiet enough to let the songs arise from within him. Now, the reason I'm doing it this way is I want us to be aware that there is spiritual principle in everything we see and hear. It just takes practice to recognize it. So what's happening here is this idea that within us is a creative process. And that if we are willing to get quiet enough, still enough, if we're willing to listen from within, what is ours to produce, to express, to become, will rise to the surface. That song can sort of peek out and begin to have this emotional experience in a musical way. Now, your area of creativity may not be music. It may be writing. It may be cooking. It may be caring for children. It may be the ideas and explorations of science. Whatever it is. But what wants to come up through each of us is already in us. And we have to be willing. We have to be open. Our spiritual practice needs to include time with ourselves so that our spiritual nature, our creative energy, has a place and a time and space to flow. So that's what James Taylor is telling us. Who else has one they like? Mickey,
The one I have is, I just love it.
okay?
I love it. Because it says, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is perspective, not the truth.
So Marcus Aurelius, the ancient philosopher, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. We know in Science of Mind that our practice is to see beyond appearances. We've talked many, many times about how whatever it is that we see is never the whole picture. Whatever it is that we hear or think we know about someone or something is not the breadth and depth of what is happening. And so knowing that, we can stay open to what else is to be revealed, open to what else might be seen and understood. Perspective changes the way we experience the world. And the way we can't control every single thing that happens out there, but we certainly can control our own perspective, our own willingness to know that there is more happening. We say that things are facts, but really they are things we observe. And the way our minds work, we can't help but put some kind of meaning in it. And that meaning comes from the words that we choose. You all know, if you've taken any kind of critical thinking class, that the way an article is written in the newspaper will reflect the opinion of the editorial staff by virtue of the words that are chosen. Like, did you say someone was awarded something, or did you say someone got an award? There's a difference, right? There's a recognition of where the power is. Is the power in the giver, or is in the power in the one who expressed the skill? So we have the ability to see and hear what goes on around us, and we need to know that, again, our perspective is part of what creates the story, which means we're creating our own world all the time because of what we see and what we think we hear. Okay, who's got another one? Diane. Diane, there's a microphone for you. Please read it.
Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen.
Ah.
Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill.
Courage is the energy that comes from living from the heart. When you are in a space that knows your own truth, or knows your own intention or desire, you are going to move with a sense of power. And sometimes that power says, hey, you need to speak up. And sometimes that power says, hey, you may not know everything, maybe you should just listen. Both of them take courage, because honestly, our society rewards people who are right, who are loud, who are confident, whether they know what they're talking about or not. So knowing the difference, that is a spiritual skill. Okay, what else do we have? Yes, all right, Diane, wait for the mic. Ed wanted to get his steps in today, so he's doing our mic delivery.
We sincerely and earnestly believe in peace, but if peace and justice conflict, we scorn the man who would not stand for justice, though the whole world came in arms against him. Theodore Roosevelt.
All right. We stand for peace, we stand for justice, and there are times when those two things seem to be in conflict. Science of Mind says that we are to do the right thing for the hearts of the people that we share this life with, for the hearts of life itself that we share this planet with. So when it seems like two necessary things come into conflict with each other, what do? What do? Do we stand for justice, which may feel like we're pushing back against something? Do we keep the peace, meaning we keep quiet We talked about that last week, keeping quiet. The peacekeepers are the ones who stay quiet. The peacemakers are the ones who take action in the name of peace. So when we are fighting for justice, if it is a fight, it's important that we remember where we come from and why we are standing up. It's not in order to have a fight. It's not in order to be right. It is in order to make right, to make a path, to express love in a way that supports everyone, not just those with the loudest voice or the strongest opinion. Cool. And you can ask questions if I make stuff up and you don't know what I'm talking about. Please let me know. You know I do that. Okay, who has another one? Yes. Stephanie.
When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. Audre Lorde.
Audre Lorde. So, when I'm using my power in service of my vision, that vision is the result of that listening that we do inside, that asking the question, what is mine to do? Who am I here to be? What is my next expression calling me? What am I being pulled by? When I direct my intention, my energy, the power that I am, not just the power that I have, the power that I am in that direction, it becomes less and less important if I'm afraid to take a step. Right? Most of us hold back when there's something new to be done or something unknown to step into. Yeah, we want that new job, but oh my God, that first day of the new job, we're all just so nervous. Who knows what they're going to make me do? Yeah, I think I want it, but I don't know. Maybe these people aren't nice. Who knows? You know, we start telling ourselves stories. We scare ourselves. But if I'm standing in that feeling of being pulled towards who I really am, what I have to offer, you know, I come up here on a Sunday morning. This is my right place. I've been doing it long enough to know that this is part of who I am and what I bring. So even if on the way here, like this morning, I'm thinking, is this going to work? There's little pieces of paper. Are they going to, you know the questions you go to? But the minute I'm up here, it doesn't matter anymore that I was a little squirrely on the way over. Because being here, I'm clear. When you're standing in your power, you are clear. The key to spiritual practice is to be able to call on that clarity in the midst of swirls, right? Like, we're all good at looking back and going, oh yeah, that was great, that was just what I needed to do. That worked out well. But to be able to do it as you step forward, that's the practice. That's where knowing ourselves and knowing our spiritual truth serves us. That's where we are at our best. And our theme this month is to be our best. What's it take to be our best? Thank you. All right, what else do we have? Yes, Ricky.
This one kind of carries on with
Wait.
the
Go.
music. Sorry. This one reminds me of what you just said. It says every moment in today's world is a spiritual practice. When unexpected moments happen, how do you stay grounded and centered? From Reverend Karen Fry.
So, my main intention for ministry is to create practical tools that work in the everyday world. To take a philosophy written 100 years ago and translate it into today. So, every moment of every day is our spiritual practice. How do you stay grounded? How do you stay centered? She was actually talking about, she leads Spirit Tours, which is a CSL organization that takes tours, spiritual tours all around the world. She was in Bali, her flight was canceled. This is a problem if you have a whole group of people waiting for you to get there to start your tour. So she expressed gratitude for everyone who helped and gratitude that everything worked out, because gratitude is the way that she stays grounded and centered. And in doing that, the path, the flights opened up for her. So the question is, when everyday life smacks you around a little bit, what do? Tell me, what do? Say, smack it back. Okay, Chris, and then in your more spiritual moments, what do? First reactions, okay. Get drunk. My work here is not yet done. All right, what else? Graham.
Pause for 10 seconds.
Take a deep breath and pause for 10 seconds. What does that do? It re-regulates your nervous system. It reminds your physical self that all is not lost. That initial shot of adrenaline, when our mind hits that loop of, oh my God, now what? You go, oh my God, everything is in its right place. And let's see what that looks like now. Right? What else? What else do you do? Susie?
Say my mantra. God is good and all is well, no matter what it looks like at this moment.
All is well, no matter what it looks like in this moment. Yep. What else? Yes?
Find something to be thankful for.
Find something to be thankful for. Again, re-regulating your nervous system. There's a lot of great articles, Graham's been sending me articles, on how our neuroplasticity of the brain is rewired, and that there's scientific studies that show how we change our thinking by laying down these paths. Gratitude is one of the strongest ways to do that. We actually get that hit of dopamine from the gratitude, and our brain says, oh, I want more of that. And all of a sudden you are finding things all the time to be grateful for, to feed our body systems that need that sense of all is well all the time. So it's a way to actually shift how you experience the world. Right? Anybody else? What else do you do? You get centered and grounded when life smacks you around. Don't ride with Chris. Yes, Sally.
I say to myself, God is my source, my supply, and my support.
My God is my support and my supply. Yeah. Yeah, it's again reminding yourself that there's more going on than what I can see. Yes?
I go to nature.
Nature. Lovely, lovely. And nature can be the potted plant in your windowsill. You know, you don't have to go, to Mammoth. You can find nature right where you are. Yes, Mary.
I allow myself to have that instant feel.
Okay, to recognize, to acknowledge the feeling that has come up.
Yeah.
And again, that's a way of creating space. Like, we're not going to camp out there, but this is my reaction. This does scare me. Why does it scare me? Or this does upset me. What's going on here? To be curious, to allow, is another way to make space for something new to show up. Because all of us therapy graduates, you know that if you stuff your feelings, it shows up in other ways, right? You get a little hitch in your get along, or you can't think straight. But if you allow the feeling to show up and move through you, then you are more able to manage, to cope, to shift your everyday. Yeah, Susie.
I have a quote here from Martin Luther King that I think really ties into this.
Okay, let's have the microphone.
Okay, so this quote, I think, really ties in what we're talking about. Because when we go into that, oh my God, now what, or how could this happen, fear overtakes us.
Mm-hmm.
So this says, courage is the power of the mind to overcome fear.
Mm-hmm.
The power of the mind to overcome fear.
Right. So we have love and law. We have the passionate experience of the emotion, whatever that is. And then we have the mind, which is the reasoning aspect, the intelligence that we are a part of, that one consciousness that we are a part of, which is the way the law works, which is that orderly, harmonious, balanced way of being in life. And those two things together create space for us to stand in our power, and the fear becomes secondary. It's like, yeah, it's there, and I'm going to move anyway. Right? Anybody jump off the high dive? Does anybody jump off the high dive without a sense of trepidation when you get to the edge? I don't think so. But you dive anyway, if that's your thing. It's not my thing, but if it was your thing, more power to you. All right, what else do we have? What other quote do we have? Yes, Gail. Wait for the mic, wait for the mic.
It is the eye which makes the horizon.
It is the eye,
Ralph Waldo Emerson.
it is the eye which makes the horizon, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Again, this is about perspective and perception. The horizon, which we can all see, wherever we are, there's a new horizon somewhere, is not a thing. It's not an object. There's nothing you can touch. It's not like you can get close enough to it and then there's the little line where the sky, it doesn't work that way. It's our perception, which means the way that we see, the way, and what does see mean? To understand. The way we understand comes from us. It's not, it's that first quote, it's not the fact that we're responding to, it's the way we see the fact that we respond to. So, on the one hand, it means we can never know it all. And some of us really like to know stuff, you know. I really like to say I know something, not I don't know. But the truth is we don't know. And that in itself is the energy for change. That's the birthplace of creativity. That's where we get pulled into something new, something imagined, something greater than. Because we don't know. It means there's possibility. And we are living in this infinite possibility. So if we can shift our understanding of trying to reach what the horizon is, trying to get past that boundary to the next thing, and instead understand that everything is the next thing, and possibility is all along the way, we are going to feel better about ourselves. We are going to know our own power and our own creativity much more directly, and we're going to see different things in the world because we're not looking for that line out there. We're actually going to see what's right here. And that's what we have, is the present moment, in the present place. Who else? Yes? Wait, here he comes.
How do we go on living our ordinary, comfortable lives while knowing that terrible suffering is going on every single day for so many people around the world? Can we ever make peace with that suffering?
Isn't that the question, right? I have a whole essay on that. I'm not going to read it to you. But here's the thing. This is from an essay by Jeff Foster, somebody that I follow on Substack. He says, I don't think you make peace with cruelty and violence. Not today, maybe never, and why should we? We are to let the suffering of the innocent and oppressed move us. It breaks our heart, it hurts. That pain means your heart is still working. You're not numb, you still care. Love is active in your life. You're not bypassing humanity. You're seeing it. You know that it's wrong. You know that it hurts. You know that it needs healing. And we let that move us into action. We do not fall into the hurt to the point where we cannot move. Right? We can't take it all on. None of us is going to heal all of this. None of us can make the world right for everyone from where we're sitting right now. We don't need to. We need to do our part. So it's important that we don't let the tsunami submerge us. We've got to choose what we listen to and how often. We have to choose how much information we take in. We have to select the issues that we have some power in ourselves or in our work or in our platform, and use those. And trust that there are others doing it in other places in other ways. Because really, there are more good people than not. Really, we all want the same thing, which is the healing of the planet. We just don't agree on how to get there. Right? So, he says, so you breathe first, you find your ground, you return to your real responsibility each day, And pay attention to how you speak, how you treat the people around you, how you love your child, your neighbor, how you refuse to pass unconsciousness onwards, how you refuse to feel hopeless, helpless, numb. And do your own inner work. Know yourself, know your own heart, heal within what needs to be healed so that you are available to help others, so that you are available to listen without collapsing. Because then we're there for each other. Then we support each other. Then we do this work together. You rest when you can. Rest is not a luxury. Rest is fuel. Rest is energy. We need to rest. And you allow joy without guilt. We still have a world that we enjoy. We still have relationships and children and pets and nature and sunlight and things that make us laugh. This is also true in the world. And again, that is our fuel. That is how we are able to stand in the face of darkness and be a light. We have to fill ourselves up. So we're not meant to be at peace with what is not peaceful in the world. But we cannot be a power, a force of peace in the world unless we ourselves know who we are and can shine from that place. That is our secret power, so to speak, is to take care within so that we can show up in the world. Okay, we have another one. Mickey, you have the blank one.
I was going to say, you would have what does blank one mean? I don't have anything on this one.
There's nothing on that page. What does that mean?
I have nothing more to talk about.
You have nothing more to talk about. Could be one thing it means. What else could it mean?
Let go.
Let go. Okay. What else?
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible. It is what it is. Or it's yours to write. You too have things to say. You too need a blank piece of paper and a pen and some time to see what comes up. You know, I write my talks, and I take a lot of quotes. I do a lot of reading, you all know that. But there are times when I'm writing this stuff out and I put something on the paper, it's like, damn, I just said that. That's brilliant. That's exactly what I wanted to say, right? That blank piece of paper is your possibility. And that too is needed in this world. Graham. You have another one?
That's the writing.
Mm-hmm.
This is by Langston Hughes.
Ah.
Go home and write a page tonight, and let the page come out of you. Then it will be true.
Let the page come out of you. Then it will be true. This idea of allowing, this is something that Ernest Holmes talks about in The Science of Mind. He says that L-E-T is one of the biggest words in the English language. We are so conditioned to make things happen, to figure it out, to lay out the plans. There's a place for that. But there is a place for allowing life to show itself to you, to train your eyes to see more, to be willing to pause and see what arises. Otherwise, we are only reacting and responding to what's coming at us. And the real power is what comes from within us. And that takes a little bit of space. Anybody else have one they really like? Yeah, Susie.
Imagination is the power of the mind over the possibilities of things. It's by Wallace Stevens.
Over the impossibilities, yes? Over the...
Imagination is the power of the mind over the possibilities of things.
Okay. Imagination is the power of the mind over the possibilities of things. So when I first read that, I heard impossible because how often do we see something or hear something and think that's impossible? How's that ever going to happen? But imagination doesn't have that restriction, right? All you have to do is look at your kids or grandkids when they're little, and remember, the cardboard box is like the best toy in the whole wide world, right? Or your pets, for that matter. You buy the cat bed and they sit in the box that it came in, yeah. Because there is a sense of possibility in letting your mind run wild, in being curious, in thinking outside the box. So we've done an exercise in classes where you take like a napkin, a piece of fabric, and then you have to get up here and you have to show all the things that this piece of fabric is. Well, it's a napkin, it's a Kleenex, it's a blanket, it's a hat, it's a scarf, it's a bandana, right? It's a square of fabric. What are all those other things coming from but our own imaginations? And if we apply that in the world to whatever we're looking at, here's a situation. Here's what normally happens. Well, what if we turn it on its head? What if we turn it sideways? What if we get 6 people to help? What if we don't look at that at all and paint it all black? Right? Who knows? Who knows where we could end up? And isn't that the fun of it? Again, we're so wired to think we have to know, we have to be right, and we've got to do it right. So we stop taking chances, we stop experimenting. When was the last time you just tried something for the heck of it to see if it would work? Anybody cook? You throw stuff in the pot just to see if it tastes, I mean, you kind of hope it does, you assume it will. It works until they say, what's in this? And then you just know that that's not the right thing to put in there next time. But I made a stew in the crock pot this last week, and I used what I had in the house, not all of it, which is good. And what I got was, let's make this again. Okay, can I remember what I put in it? Because I just kind of threw stuff. Imagination, curiosity, willingness to not be right, not to know, just to try. Just to try. What else? Anybody? Yes, Imani.
Where you stand determines what you see and what you do not see. It determines also the angle you see it from. The change in where you stand changes everything. See this shades it.
So where you stand and the angle that you're looking at something at determines what you see. Now, I'm pretty sure almost all of you were here the last time I had everybody stand up and switch seats. If you were in the front, you went to the back. If you were in the back, you came to the front. If you were in the right, you switched right and left. And what I saw in the room, first of all, the energy went whoosh, way up. And what I saw in the room was like, oh. Because if you sit in the front, you don't realize how many people are here. Right? And if you're used to sitting in the back, you don't know what it's like to actually hear what people are saying. Where we stand determines what we see. We know this. We have friends who only watch one news channel, who only travel to the same place every year on vacation, who only order the same thing at their favorite restaurant every time they go. But if you shift the angle, if you shift where you stand, metaphorically, physically, spiritually, politically, if you shift a little bit, your world changes. We think we're at the mercy of the world. We think we're victims. And all we really have to do is look at things from a different point of view, is to try something different, is to ask questions to understand someone else's perspective just a little bit more. Nobody says we have to change our opinions, but it really doesn't hurt to check it out a little bit, to question your own positioning and be willing to shift. That's one of my favorites. Anybody else have one they really want to hear about? Yes, Sally.
I have it, but I would like Ed to read it. I can't see it well enough to read it.
It has seemed to me that most people are generally good
in every race and in every country where I have been. Langston Hughes.
It seems to me most people are good everywhere I've been. And I think that's true. And this is from a man who wrote extensively about life in America as a black man, and how obstacles in his way were not of his own making, and yet he was still living his best life, living his full life. It has come to me that people everywhere are mostly good. And I think that moving through the world with that belief counters a lot of the divisiveness, a lot of the antagonism, a lot of the separation that we're seeing and feeling, if we're assuming up front that most people are good. I think that's the truth. And that we will end on. Namaste. Thank you all for playing. All right, so let's take a moment and center down. Breathing in. And just allowing this sense of community and curiosity and expansion to fill our entire being. Recognizing, realizing that the full presence of life is right where we are. That this experience called the self is limited in the world and yet infinite in possibility, in imagination. That the very truth, the very heart of each and every one of us in this room is a love that expresses in so many creative ways so much power and joy and compassion right here, right now. The very truth of each and every heart, here, now. How good it is to be reminded of the expansiveness of life. How good it is to question what we see or how we see it so that we might expand our vision. How good it is to step into a sense of love, a sense of goodness, a sense of wholeness, so that we might show up in the world where it seems broken. How good it is to remember that this peace within us is untouchable by the world. That this love that we are cannot be taken away from us. How good it is to be reminded that all of who we are is our gift. And so I speak a word of blessing as we're leaving today, that we take this sense of wholeness within with us, that we are reminded in our practices, in our activities, in our reading, in our communities, that we are truly all of one family. That the heart that beats within us has the same love and light as the heart within everyone, however obscured. Claiming the good, being grateful for all the blessings that we see and even the ones we don't see. I release my word into the consciousness, the one law, the one mind, that energy of all life. For I know that it can only unfold as its highest and best good, for that is the nature of life, and it is the truth of each and every one of us, and so it is. So in your program there is an affirmation. I invite you to repeat after me. My activity in the world is inspired and guided by spiritual wisdom. My activity in the world is inspired and guided by spiritual wisdom. And so it is. All right, let's invite the Jacksons back up front.
year. So I like to take advantage of that. There's a lot of wonderful friends out there. Anyway, but this has brought up a lot of things to me. When we choose songs to sing, it doesn't just have to do with, you know, where we are at that moment. It puts you through a process. Okay, why are we gonna do this song? What is it we want to say? How can we be a help? How can we be a light? And you come up with a lot of stuff, you know. I mean, there's been some stuff that have been fairly dark lately, you know, that have been, you know, coming up. And I remember that this particular song, we hadn't played this song in a long time, and many years ago, we got invited to play. We hadn't played here in a long time, and it was an Easter Sunday. Okay, and everything had been closed down. We couldn't all get together, but this was the first time, and we couldn't come inside. So the service was outside, and this song tied in with that. It tied in with the time of year, although I was a little bit off because this is called the spring song. Okay, and I looked at Rhonda and said, well, this is perfect because it's spring, and she said, no, it's not spring yet. But anyway, but it is a time of change, and it's a time that we can move forward, and I would rather move forward by using positive things, positive imagery, you know, and flowers and little birds, and you know, things that bring you up. Because, you know, I could write all day about things that would bring you down, and who needs that? I don't need that. And that's not what we want to put out. Anyway, so if this makes you feel happy, then that's a wonderful thing. I'd much rather do that than look at it and go, well, they're avoiding, or they're not telling us what we can do to make it better. Well, you know, for us, the best thing that we can do to make it better is to try and bring people. So, anyway, that's the spring song.
Fly
Yes. Yes, you can find the Jacksons' music in a variety of places. I know I come across your little recording sessions on Facebook periodically. I'm assuming you're on YouTube somewhere as well. Yeah, so y'all should just, indulge yourselves now and again. All right, so I'm going to invite our ushers to come forward, please, our time of contribution, recognizing that this is our community and all that we contribute creates this space that we enjoy, creates the community that we are a part of, and brings us the opportunity to take our teachings out into the world. So if you will, say with me our prosperity affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. And I will not sing solo for you on the giving side. We will just hum it to ourselves quietly. Oh, Sally, come back.
I'm sorry.
Miss Paul.
Sorry.
Somebody's waving money. That's good. Also know too that you can donate online. You can donate via text. There are little business cards on the back announcement table that allow you to give you the number that you can text to give if you'd like. You can also set up automatic giving through PayPal or through that phone number that's on the text to give. You can make it just an automatic give. So all different ways that you can continue to contribute. And thank you all for your generous support of our this week's volunteer musicians. Thank you so much. And before we go to call to prayer, I want to go ahead and do the announcements so that the folks online can participate, and then we'll shift into prayer mode. So, a couple reminders. All right, so is Carmen here? Carmen's here. They're yours this week, right? They're yours. Okay, so for whatever reason, we have refused to change the name of the person who gave the flowers. So, Tori's Flowers. Thank you so much for doing. They're beautiful. They look like spring, don't they? There is a sign-up sheet in the back. I think we need a volunteer for next week if somebody wants to donate flowers. Remember, it's $40. They come here on Sunday, and then you take them home with you afterwards. So consider that. We have Reiki coming up. It says February 21st. I think we mean March. Andy's under a little bit of pressure right now. We'll get all this straightened out eventually. So we have Reiki coming up the third Saturday of the month. That's at 1 o'clock here in the chapel. And we have a special workshop presentation the following Sunday, on Sunday the 22nd at 2:30. That is Azim Kamisa. He is a speaker that travels speaking forgiveness, nonviolence, peace building in communities. He travels the world with his message, and it promises to be quite a day. Also, he will be speaking at the Unity service, which immediately follows ours at 12:30. So if you come in the morning next Sunday for us, you could stay for 12:30 and then stay for the workshop and have a fully spiritual day, whether you need it or not, because it'll be all really good stuff. So keep that in mind. There are flyers in the back if you would like to take one with you to remind you or invite someone to come. We also have Circle of Chairs is coming up as well, right, Mary? I don't know.
No, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday. It was great.
It really was.
Sorry, I saw the flyers on the back. I didn't look at the date.
Yeah.
So, all right, so keep an eye out for the next one of those. And if you are interested in taking a foundations class, a class that goes into spiritual principle and applying it in your own life, please sign up in the back so we know who's interested. And as soon as we have enough people, we'll set up a class. Anything else announcement-wise? Okay, so we're going to conclude our online presence, and I'm going to invite the ministers and the practitioners to come forward. And here's what Call to Prayer is. This is an opportunity for you to sort of reset within you how you think or feel about something that's going on in your life. Now, maybe you don't have a problem. Maybe you're not looking for a solution. Maybe you just want that spiritual centeredness that comes from prayer. So that is something you can bring forward. And what you would, what I